Hey, how are we doing today on this Tuesday? So happy Tuesday to you. Hope you had yourself a great Monday. Yeah, mine not as well as I would like to have had. Had a couple things I was supposed to do, including we're doing part 2 today, which I'll cover in just a moment here. Part 1, I was supposed to get the continuation of that up in the group. It never happened, so that's still got to get done today. A couple other things I worked on just took longer than what I anticipated. But anyways, this is David, and we are talking about balancing the triad of body, mind, and spirit to use those 3 elements to improve your health, wellness, and fitness and every other aspect of your life. So this is What Are You Hungry For? Part 2, Body. Yesterday we kind of gave an overview of what it all means, but let's kind of go in more details. So what are you hungry for? A lot of people, when it comes to body, a lot of people are going to think food. Now, yeah, that does play a factor, but there's much more to physical nutrition than just food. Now, food can play a factor. Now, in one aspect, it does feed our body, gives us nutrition, what we need, fuels us, calories, energy, so we can do things. There's that element there, but we're talking beyond that. Now, food can also play another part in what feeds you. What are you hungry for? Now, what we're kind of, let me step back for a moment. What are you hungry for? This is what's going to fill you up, not just on full stomach, okay, I ate too much. What's going to fill you up on a different level? What's going to fill you up entirely? What's going to thrive you? What's going to give you energy? And like Tony Robbins talks about emotion, energy, and motion. You can create motion. You can get yourself pumped up and thrive to do something. That's part of physical. It's working on the mind as well, which we'll talk about tomorrow. Brendan Burchard talks about you don't create energy, which we can't. Energy can never be created or destroyed. It can just be changed. Like he talks about like a dam. Water comes through a dam, energy is not created, but generated. So we have to learn to generate energy, and that's the main thing we're kind of talking about. So with food, there can be things that fill you up. And again, I'm not talking about the physical, oh, I ate too much. It is, you might go through and eat a certain food, and when you do that, or the reason you do it, is because it reminds you of something maybe from your childhood or a special evening you had. You might go through and make or bake foods because it's something you did with your grandmother. Excuse me. And that's why you do it. You do it because it brings you back to the memory. It fills you up. It makes you feel good. And this might go to more spirituality. And you find a lot of these elements, they always cross over back and forth between body, mind, and spirit. They intertangle with each other. Another thing to think about, if you think about the animated movie Ratatouille, at the end of the movie, the critic, he takes a bite of the food, the ratatouille, and he's transported right back to his childhood. That's kind of like the element I'm talking about. We eat those things because it takes us to the childhood. It gives us some pleasant memories. Just be wary because some of those foods might not be very good for you. You don't need to put on those extra calories. Another aspect of what we're kind of talking about here is exercise, movement. Exercise will actually give you more energy. What fills you up? What are it doesn't even have to be activities. I mean, exercise. I got a friend, she shared up in my post last week that she was never into sports until she got adulthood, but she viewed it as not necessarily exercise, but they're activities that she enjoys doing. They just happen to be exercise. So what are the activities? What are things you like to do to movement that create energy? Now, for myself, I know years ago, it used to be going to the gym. I love going to the gym, and still today, it's resistance training. That is what I like doing. I love resistance training. It fills me up. I want to do it. Now, things can also change with what fills you up, because before it used to be going to the gym, I got to the point where it's like, I don't want to go to the gym. I still like lifting, but I didn't want to go to the gym. So that aspect of what fed me, what I was hungry for, changed. And then for years, I was going through lifting at home, just in the bedroom with the kettlebells, which I started learning from that, and developments there. And my training would go up and down a little bit, but after cancer 3.5 years ago, that's when I started changing again. And right now, I'm the best shape I've been in years, or maybe ever. But the idea with the body is going through and figure out what are the things that fills you up, what are the things you enjoy doing, that you love doing, that just, and again, fills you up. You're excited about it, you're energized about it, you want to go through and do it. So there's activities and maybe type of exercise. It may actually be some type of video game as well. There's certain games you can play, which is physical, but we're also kind of carrying over the mind a little bit. But they still enlighten you. They fill you up. It's what you're hungry for. So consider that. Go through in your body, and we'll touch, again, you'll find out these kind of change here. They can ebb and flow. We'll talk about more at the end of the series here. And they can intertwine between each other, between what does your body, it fills you up, because it also might be spiritual. It might be mental as well. But yeah, what are the activities and things you do that fill you up, that enliven you up, that you just enjoy doing, that you just want to go out and do? For me, it's resistance training. That's one of my physical activities I enjoy doing, is resistance training. excuse me, right now I happen to be a combination of the exercise resistance comes from. It's a combination of bodyweight exercises, kettlebells, dumbbells, barbells, and sandbags. I got a friend, hers is cycling. Another friend, it's dancing. She loves to dance. That's where her passion comes from. That's what fills her up. I got a buddy I know, he does a lot of stand-up wake, I guess, I don't know if it's wakeboarding, paddleboarding. That's one of the things that fills him up. So it's just not physical activity, but that's the easiest one to convey. Physical activity, exercise. But think about the things you do. Plus, well, with body, mind, and spirit, with body, what I break it down to is body, nutrition, and rest. Rest can help because sometimes you need to unwind and recover a little bit. But I could just say rest, we can touch base on that a little bit because sometimes you might feel it because it depends on where you're at. And this crosses over again to the mind and spirit as well. There are certain environments where maybe you're sitting there and you can hear the ocean waves. As you're sleeping, you lull yourself to sleep and you wake up to the ocean waves. That's what fills you up. You just kind of sit there going, oh, to wake up and hear that. That's what you're kind of going for. So with body, we're breaking down the fitness. So what activities, exercises, things you do that bring you up and fill you up. With food, there is certain foods you enjoy. You just love the taste of them, which means you just actually love it, or it could be triggered to a memory from your past. And sometimes with sleep and rest, it depends on the environment. But I'm going to break that down a little more in my Facebook group. You'll see a link to that in the description. So we'll go into a little more detail of this on what you're hungry for body. So that's what we got for today. And tomorrow we will find out part 3 with dealing with the mind. So have yourself a wonderful day. Take care and balancing to you. Bye-bye.